Thank you for being here, Helen. Firstly, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and what connection you have with Upper Hutt?
So I spent, like most young people, go overseas, and I went to England and I spent 7 years over in Europe. What I did then was I married a Yorkshireman and he was my souvenir that I brought home. Originally from Central Hawke's Bay, but he was in the IT industry, so the closest place that we could get for him to work was Wellington. We came to Wellington, and then Upper Hutt was a place that people said it was a great place to live and play. It was the playground of Wellington, so we came out here, and 45 years later we are not locals, but I would say we are locals. We came here, we've never looked back. It's been a great place for us. We had our son here and he's had his family here. So we are now 4 generations because we brought my father here as well.
Awesome. Okay, Helen, now for a question on many ratepayers' minds, are you for or against rates caps and why?
Wow, there's a lot of talk out there around rates capping, and I understand that rates increases are becoming unsustainable for our community. I'm on record, Martin, of actually for a number of years voting against keeping our rates at an unsustainable level, whereas it was 4 or 5% when what was happening was inflation was going up between 7 and 12. I always felt that we should try and keep pace with inflation because we still had projects to deliver, and if we didn't keep pace, then what we were doing is we were going backwards. We weren't going forward, and it didn't put us in a great place. So I've always argued that we should be responsible with regard to our rates. I believe that if we were going to look at rates capping, and I've done a little bit of homework here, Martin, with regard to the model that this government is looking at over in New South Wales in Australia, there are a number of factors that they would need to consider if they were going to bring in rates capping. If they were just going to say a flat percentage, then my fear is that if they do that, what might happen is that we might find ourselves in the same position where we don't invest in infrastructure. I think we should be prudent. I think we should be responsible with where we put our rates. I think we need to engage more with the community and talk to them about what are the nice to haves, what do you see as those projects that are not core business. And if we actually include and go out and talk to the community about those things, then I think we would be responsible in where we land with our rates. So I'm not against rates capping. There should be a matrix here, but it also needs the community input.
Thank you. If you win the election, what skills and experience will you bring to serve the people of Upper Hutt?
Wow. Okay. I am the Deputy Mayor, and I have been the Deputy Mayor for 6 years. I think it gives me a really good insight as to what is involved if you become the Mayor. There's a byline that I could say that I've been the apprentice for 6 years. It's time to give me the tools. But I have submitted and actually been part of submissions to and advocated for the community both locally, both nationally, and I've had the pleasure of internationally leading non-government organisations to New York, to Geneva and to Paris as part of the United Nations. I've also been privileged enough to be part of a government delegation that went to New York. So I'm really, really comfortable in having those elevator conversations where you talk about the issue, the outcome, how to best serve it before you even identify who you are. I'm very, very comfortable in the sense that as the Jackson Street Program Coordinator, I look after 235 businesses. I advocate to the Hutt City Council. So I know what it's like to be on the side of listening and being responsible for making decisions, but also on the other side of where you're going to advocate for the people. So I've got a lot of governance experience. I've got a lot of understanding of how local government works and central government. And I believe that I sit on most of the regional councils, if not as our city's representative, but as the alternate. So I have to read all of those papers in case the mayor cannot stand in. I'm very comfortable with public speaking, And I'm very good at going out and talking to people and digesting what it is that they want. Yeah, so I think I have the skills, I just need to be given the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Helen.
You're more than welcome. Thank you for having me.